The Royal Commonwealth Society was founded in 1868 to promote the British Empire. But today its focus is centered on improving education for young people across the Commonwealth of Nations. Its goal is to raise the profile of the modern Commonwealth and the values that support it. Its members are interested in the world around them and are devoted to making it better. Our story begins with an English king who is loved by all men, a courageous military leader, and a hero who died in France after being hit by a crossbow. His name was King Richard the Lionheart. King Richard was wounded by a young boy in revenge who claimed that Richard had killed the boy's father and two brothers. The boy expected to be executed, but Richard the Lionheart, as a last act of mercy, forgave and freed him, saying, "Live on, and by my bounty behold the light of day." King Richard then set his affairs in order before his death and bequeathed all his territory and jewels to his brother, who later became known throughout all the land as Bad King John. Bad King John, or John, King of England, was a terrible and cruel king. Promises meant nothing to him. He would promise anything if there was money in it for him, but as soon as he saw an advantage for himself, he broke his word. He expected to get everything that he wanted just because he was the king. This angered the nobles and the church. One man, Stephen Langton, who was the Archbishop of Canterbury, decided to do something about King John. The Archbishop called all the nobles of England together and read them the law about what they could do. "Are you men?" he said. "Why then do you submit to this false-hearted king? Stand up and declare your freedom. Refuse to be the slaves of this man. Demand the rights and privileges that belong to you as free men. Put this demand in writing in the form of a great charter and require the king to sign it. So shall it be to you and your children a safeguard forever against the injustice of unworthy rulers." The nobles were awed to learn that they had the legal right to do something about the king's bad behavior. They put on their armor and gathered a huge force together at the town of Runnymede. Armed and ready, they brought the king there. The archbishop read aloud to the king from a document he held, a document that stated the rights of the nobles and the government they formed to ensure these laws were obeyed faithfully. And so, on June 15th, 1215, 800 years ago, King John placed his seal on this document, which became known as the Magna Carta. Magna Carta, meaning the Great Charter, is one of the most famous documents in the world, a cornerstone of our Constitution in Canada and how our Westminster parliamentary system works for the people. It is why we have rights today. The Magna Carta begins with John, by the grace of God, King of England. It contains 63 clauses, and one stands above them all. No free man shall be seized or imprisoned, or stripped of his rights or possessions, or outlawed or exiled, nor will we proceed with force against him except by the lawful judgment of his equals or by the law of the land. What this means is we live within a fair system of law that applies equally to everyone. No one is above the law, even a king or our queen. Simply, the government cannot murder you or rob you of your things. You can't be thrown in jail without due process. You are presumed innocent until proven otherwise. You elect the people who tax you, and you make the rules you must follow. Your home is your castle. You have the right to speak your mind and be friends with whoever you want. And we, the people, own the government, and the government does not own us. We are glorious and free. The Magna Carta, a touchstone of freedom throughout the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, and the founding of British North America to the creation of Canada, the Commonwealth of Nations, and our cause in both world wars. It brought forth the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Even in today's world, as women's rights and equality are at the forefront of change in our society, the Magna Carta marked the beginning of it 800 years ago with these words in the 8th clause: "No widow shall be compelled to marry so long as she wishes to remain without a husband." And so it continues: justice, freedom, democracy, and human rights. It is our duty to tell the story of the Magna Carta to the next generation, to our children, and ensure that they too are able and willing to fight anyone who would take those rights away. We end our story with the last written words of the Magna Carta. It is accordingly our wish and command that men in our kingdom shall have and keep all these liberties, rights, and concessions, well and peaceably in their fullness and entirety for them and their heirs, of us and our heirs, in all things and all places forever. Both we and the barons have sworn that all this shall be observed in good faith and without deceit, given by our hand in the meadow that is called Runnymede, between Windsor and Staines, on the 15th day of June, in the 17th year of our reign, 1215. Enlighten a better world. The members of the Royal Commonwealth Society of Canada stand for the rights of individuals, freedom, democracy, and the sharing of ideas and knowledge for building civil society and strong trade agreements within the Commonwealth of Nations. We are committed to remembering our grand history, our diverse culture, and promoting the intrinsic values of the Commonwealth for the betterment of Commonwealth citizens.